Welcome back, and let us wrap up our beautiful lesson on integers. So, if we look at the things that we looked at during this lesson, we did have a look at calculations with integers. Remember, we looked at multiplication and division with integers. We also looked at integers that involve squares, cubes, cube roots, and square roots of integers. We also did look at properties of integers, where we looked at the multiplicative inverse for integers, or the reciprocal. We also looked at the commutative, associative, and distributive properties of integers. Do you remember the new word that we were using in our lesson? Yes, this is the multiplicative inverse, or the reciprocal. The number that you multiply with another number to get 1. An example of this is that the multiplicative inverse of 1/2 is 2. And why is that? It's because 1/2 multiplied by 2 is equals to 1. So the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2. Let's go over the common errors, or the things that you should remember when you are working with integers. When we multiply or divide numbers of the same sign, meaning when they are both positive or when they are both negative, then the result is a positive number. But when the numbers have different signs, the result is a negative number. Remember, this means that if I am multiplying a positive number with a positive number, then the result will be a positive number. Or if I am multiplying a negative number with a negative number, then the result will also be a positive number. This is different when the signs are different. So if I am multiplying a positive number with a negative number, then the answer will be a negative number. Of course, the same applies when we are dealing with division. When squaring or cubing an integer, place the integer in brackets. This is very important because when the integer is in brackets and we are squaring or cubing, then we will know whether to include the negative when we are squaring or not. So if the negative is outside of the bracket, then this means that it will not be included when we are squaring our integer. But if it is inside the bracket, that means you would be squaring that negative number. When we multiply or divide 3 numbers, start by multiplying or dividing the first 2 numbers and then multiply or divide the third number for the final answer. So remember, when we are dealing with 3 numbers or more actually, then we are going to start with the first 2. Then after we are done with the first 2, we are going to include the third one. And then when working with multiple operations, remember to work on either sides of the addition and subtraction. Let's end off with a challenge. So, given the expression -1 cubed multiplied by -2 raised to the exponent 5 divided by -4 squared multiplied by -3 raised to the exponent 4. Now, do you think the answer will be positive or negative? This one is tricky because without any calculations, give a mathematical reason for your answer. So you are going to use what you learned in this lesson to determine if the answer will be a positive number or a negative number. Thank you for joining me through this lesson. I really hope you enjoyed the lesson because I really did. Thank you, and then we'll see you next time. Goodbye.